Did gold's spot price just get frozen? About 1 week ago, I uploaded a video titled "Silver and Gold Just Got Flipped." And in that video, I discussed how Donald Trump's big beautiful bill will affect metals prices given that $3.3 trillion were added to the debt ceiling, and how this stimulates the economy into a growth mindset, and how that's going to affect the metals. In this video, it was my prediction that primarily gold will see a bit of a stagnant market, but silver is more of a wild card, and it could potentially increase in price given how much it's used in industry. And whenever fiat currency is scheduled to be pumped into the system and promote growth and economic activity, things like precious metals, safe haven assets typically slow down. And this isn't an I told you so video by any means, but it is interesting to see that in the past 2 weeks, that's kind of what happened. Gold has slowed down and silver has rallied. So without further ado, let's explore the topic of gold's seemingly frozen spot price and what that means for us stackers. Let's get into it. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe as we push hard for 5,000 subs. By the way, I'm going to be unboxing a new gold piece that I picked up at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. I'm very happy with it, and I can't wait to show you guys. So it's been a couple of weeks since Donald Trump's big beautiful bill has passed, and with it comes a ton of spending. We're going to see a lot of economic growth. The stock markets will rally, cryptocurrency will likely rally as well, but it's all at the expense of the American dollar. The dollar is going to lose value in a big way over the next 10 years due to all this extensive spending. Let's take a quick look at the prices. These are rough estimates. Every price chart shows a different price, but I kind of took the average prices that I could find. And for gold on June 1st, gold was floating around $3,300 spot. Now here on the date of filming, July 15th, gold's right around $3,326. It's only seen an incremental rise in spot price. It's been pretty volatile, up and down, moving sideways within a modest gap between 3,250 and 3,500 ever since it hit its all-time high in April. But something very interesting happened with silver. Silver was right around $33 per ounce spot. Now here in July 15th, we're floating right around the upper $37 range and $38. Of course, the gold to silver ratio has been pretty wide for the past several months, and I don't like to use the gold to silver ratio as an end-all be-all prediction of the metals market, but there is a strong correlation between a very wide gap in the gold to silver ratio with gold price stagnating or dropping, or silver increasing in price. And that's exactly what we are seeing. And with all this spending approved by the big beautiful bill that we're going to see over the next 10 years, especially over the next 3 or 4 years, because a lot of the budget is front loaded, it's going to be very interesting to see which metal shines the most. Because when it comes to economic growth, products, services, infrastructures are going to be bolstered, and they're going to increase in market cap. And as we all know, silver is very connected to industry. It's very connected to the production of goods and services, so I think silver is going to enjoy some time in the sun. Meanwhile, gold may run sideways for a bit. It had an incredible year and a half, and it has gained well over $1,000 spot over the past 18 months, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if we hang around $3,300, $3,400, $3,500 for the next 6 or 7 months. With that being said, I think $4,000 gold is absolutely inevitable, and I don't think it's all that far away. But in the short term, I think we're going to see a bit of a stagnant market for gold. I could be totally wrong, but it does seem money is leaving the gold market and going into riskier assets, given how much money is being pumped into the economy in order to stimulate it. Every single silver stacker, every single gold stacker just about has the same regret that they didn't get into metals soon enough. I wish I was around for the days of sub $2,000 gold, and I wish I got to pick up a little bit more weight in the sub $3,000 spot price range. But with the current market movement, I think we have been provided an opportunity. I think $3,300 gold is going to be a bit of a sticky point for the markets for the next several months. I think the gold to silver ratio will continue to close maybe all the way back down to 75 to 1 or 70 to 1 before gold resumes its inevitable bull run. Gold seems to be a bit frozen right now, and whenever the market moves sideways after many, many months of it ripping and tearing in an upwards trajectory, I think that has a lot of gold stackers excited. $3,300 gold is no joke, and it's a tough pill to swallow, but ultimately these prices that we're seeing right now that are so expensive are going to be considered cheap in just a few years. I absolutely view this as a buying opportunity, and I'm excited to pick up more. My next gold piece will probably be a half-ounce Lunar Series Year of the Horse. That's the next year that's coming out, and I'm going to pick it up right when it releases so I can avoid the high premium. And then after that, I'm going to be focusing on saving up for a 1-ounce gold buffalo, along with stacking an additional 20 buffaloes and an additional 15 Canadian maples. I'm actually getting pretty close to my first significant silver stacking goal, and that goal is to have enough silver to cover 4 months worth of emergency expenses. These are very, very exciting times for silver and gold stackers, and $40 silver is right around the corner. And once we can reach up over that $40 price level and hold it for a decent amount of time, I think it's going to get normalized in the market, and then we'll just begin our journey towards the mythical $50 an ounce silver and smash a new all-time high that we haven't seen for decades. I will be focusing silver primarily for the next 6 months. There are a lot of stackers that operate strictly based upon the gold to silver ratio, but I'm still at a point where my silver stack isn't nearly big enough for me to be comfortable with taking advantage of the gold to silver ratio. But me personally, I just buy what I like. I buy what makes me smile, and a couple more maples and another tube of buffaloes along with a new Lunar Series coin by the Perth Mint in gold is what is going to make me happy. But once I've got that Lunar Series coin, I'm pretty much going to primarily focus silver for a decent amount of time. And that 4-month emergency expense fund in silver might shift into a 6-month emergency expense fund. But ultimately, I think gold has hit a bit of a sticky point. I think money is leaving the stable assets markets and going into riskier investments. And what's beautiful about that is silver, on the other hand, has so much utility that it's going to see some price gains as well, despite the fact that money's moving out of the safe haven asset areas. These are without a doubt very, very exciting times for precious metal stackers. But ultimately, regardless of the gold to silver ratio, if you're stacking gold, if you're stacking silver, in my opinion, you're doing a very good thing. That's not financial advice. I just have a hunch that the fiat dollar is going to zero, and real money like silver and gold is the way of the future. I think we're probably getting pretty close to a monetary reset with the aggressive actions by BRICS nations to replace the United States dollar with something else as the world reserve currency. But ultimately, precious metals like silver and gold have a universal language. They're valued all over the world regardless of culture and traditions. So I feel very comfortable moving my wealth over to these safe haven assets. But I do have a new piece that I would love to show you guys, and it is a Lunar Series piece. The very first Lunar Series piece that I ever picked up was the 2024 gold dragon in a 1/10 ounce size. The next piece I believe was the 2023 half-ounce rabbit here. Then I picked up a 1/4 ounce 2025 gold snake, and the last piece that I picked up was the elusive high premium 2022 half-ounce gold lunar tiger. I've also got a little kangaroo 1/10 ounce and a 1/10 ounce kookaburra just to help bolster the gold stack a little bit more, and they had pretty low premiums. But most recently I picked up what might be my favorite Perth Mint gold lunar piece. It's competing directly with the tiger. I love the tiger, but now that I'm holding this new piece in my hand, I really wish I was able to find a half-ounce, but I was able to pick this 2021 gold ox up in a quarter ounce for just under $40 premium, which is a pretty low premium as long as it's not a Philharmonic or a Krugerrand. So I was very happy with this addition to my stack. Now all I have left is the Lunar Mouse, but I'm not super motivated to pick that one up. Ultimately, if I see it at a good deal, I'll pick it up eventually anyways. So as far as I'm concerned, I've completed my Lunar Series collection. It is a huge relief to have picked up all the dates that I was looking for, and it took a lot of hard work and dedication to pile up all these different pieces over the past year, and now I've finally done it. That frees up a lot of budget to focus on other things like a 1 ounce gold buffalo and some more maples and an additional tube of silver buffaloes. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about the current gold market. Where do you think it's moving? Do you think it's going to run sideways a little bit for the next several months before resuming its bull run? And how do you feel about silver? How long do you think it'll be before we hit that $40 spot price? And more interestingly, how long do you think it's going to take for us to be able to hold a $40 plus spot price? Super fun stuff. Very exciting times for us stackers. But anyways, keep stacking out there, everybody. Stay safe. Peace.